I listen up, man. You read the title, right? The kingdom of God resides within you, not without you. Yes, sir. Let me say that again for the people in the back. Listen up, my guy. The kingdom of God resides within you, not without you, not outside of you. And you might be wondering, okay, man, where does this kingdom reside within me? Is it in my head? Is it in my leg? Is it in my nutsack? Well, relax, 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 my guy. I'm gonna need you to just take a deep breath because it's time for your boy to break this bitch down real quick like a brick for y'all. So first things first, I wanna bring up this quote from an ancient mystic poet from the Sufi tradition as well as the Sikh tradition, Kabir. And he states, I laugh when I hear that the fish in water is thirsty. And I laugh when I hear that people go on pilgrimage to find God. Let that marinate in your motherfucking mind. Let that sink into your psyche. I laugh when I hear that the fish in water is thirsty. And I laugh when I hear that people go on pilgrimage to find God. Let that really marinate in your mind, because that shows exactly what this whole facade of trying to find God outside of you is all about. Trying to find and seek God outside of yourself is like trying to find fire in the ocean. It's not going to happen because God resides within you. And what do I mean by that? I want you to think about this. The same energy, the same force that keeps your heart beating without you consciously thinking about that, what is that? The same energy, the same force that allows your hair to grow without you consciously thinking about that, what is it? The same force that allows you to continue breathing air, breathing prana without you consciously thinking about it unless you're doing breath work, what is that? The thing that allows your nails to grow without you thinking about that. That's the same energy, that's the same force that keeps the waves of the oceans crashing. That keeps the nature, the trees growing. That allows the sun to rise and set, the moon to reflect that energy too. That's God. That is the cosmic force we call God. It is the creator, it is the preserver, and it is also the destroyer. This is seen very, very clearly within the depictions of the triune of Godhead within the Hindu and Vedic culture. They have a God, a deity, who is a representative archetype of these specific aspects of God. But one of them is called Brahma, the creator. The other one is called Vishnu, the preserver. And the other one is Shiva, the destroyer. Does that mean that there's a million different gods? No, but they are representing the all-encompassing, the all-omnipresent, the omnipotent force of God that also resides within you. You have that creative aspect, you have the preservation aspect, and you have that destroyer aspect within you. This is just going to be a total understanding of what this whole concept of God means for some of you guys out there. Because in the world that we live in today, especially within the Western world, we have been told, especially by Abrahamic religions, that God is a guy in the motherfucking sky telling us to do this and do this and do that. And we have become subservient to that psychological facade, thinking that God is something external from us, that we need saving from everything around us, which, funny enough, God created. You see, on the true mystic path, your goal, your aim, your pursuit is to awaken the God within you. Yes, sir, let me say that again. On the mystic path, there's many different mystic paths from many different parts of the world. We got the yoga culture. We got In the Christian perspective, Gnosticism. In the Judaism perspective, Kabbalah. In the Islamic tradition, this is Sufism. There's so many different mystic paths, but all of them, doesn't matter how they get to that point, they're all aiming for one thing: to experience the divine within them. Because they understand, better yet, they understand that the kingdom of God resides within them and resides within everything. However, in order for you to fully realize it, you must go within. You can't be searching externally. You can't be going on pilgrimages. You can't be going on to just temples and mosques and churches and doing external things without the internal purification process that's going to allow you to reach the pinnacle of that mountain, the pinnacle of the mystic ascent, the pinnacle of self-realization. We call that heaven. You can call that nirvana. You can call that moksha. You can call that whatever you want. At the end of the day, the whole goal of this spiritual path on the mystic side is not about salvation. It's about self-realization. Realizing that you and God are one, conjoined together. Your states of consciousness just are too disconnected from this understanding. Too pulled into the engrossment and the encapsulation of the material world, thinking that all you are is just a brain and just a body, and that God and spirit is outside of you. The spirit and God are residing in here. The body is the temple. The body is a temple for the soul, for the spirit. And the more you junk it up, the more that you think, oh, I need salvation. The more you think, oh, I need somebody else to clean this temple for me. I need somebody else to show me God. I need to go and do this pilgrimage. I need to go do this. I need to go do that. I need to go to do prayer. I need to go and give this money to the church. None of that will get you to the realization that the water droplet is the same as the ocean. The wave is the same as the ocean. The embers that spark from the flame is the same as a fire. Another analogy. The sun radiates light. But funny enough, from that one light, we see green, we see blue, we see red, we see black, we see all these different colors. However, they all trace back to one. That is God, and you're just a reflection of it. And the more you understand that, and the more you go on this path of self-mastery, of breaking the bonds, of breaking the chains, of breaking the shackles that is disconnecting you from that realization, the more you get closer and closer to obtaining godhood and the kingdom of God within yourself, not without yourself. You see, God is a state of consciousness. You might be wondering, what the fuck does that even mean, man? God is a state of consciousness. The realization of God requires you to operate at a higher state of consciousness. When you're stuck in your lower states of consciousness, the lower three chakras that are only focused on survival, sex, and status, which the matrix, the Maya, the illusion, this material world is designed to keep you stuck in, you always are searching externally for happiness, externally for purpose, externally for life itself. Even God itself. You make these different lower level pursuits your God. Even if you're not spiritual, even if you're not religious. But if you are religious, you make these external practices your God. Oh, I went to church, I did this, I have this ego, I'm a Christian, I'm a Muslim, I'm a this, I'm a that. Does that ever get you to the realization of self, realization of the Supreme? The understanding that God resides within you, that same thing that beats your motherfucking heart is God? No. It does not. And it's built in that way for it to not get you to that point. All these religions have become bastardized in a sense where they make themselves a middleman for you to meet God. Oh, you have to do this, you have to follow these rules. There is no rules on this road to self-realization. There is no fucking rules. There's just your path and your journey and your individual ascent towards self-mastery, which leads to self-realization. You have a different journey than I do. I have a different journey than you do. I have specific obstacles I must overcome. You have specific obstacles you must overcome. You might use this practice. You might be more inclined to follow this tradition and understand their types of perspectives. I have a different set of philosophies that help guide me as a map. Not as the end-all be-all, but as a map. That's what all these spiritual traditions are. They're maps, blueprints to self-realization. This map and blueprint might work for you. Your Google Maps might connect to it, but another one might totally not. Does that mean anything is bad? Anything is good? No, it just is what it is for you. The more you realize that this is an inner journey, an inner ascent that requires renunciation. Renunciation from those lower level pursuits, those lower states of consciousness, in order to replace them with these higher level pursuits and these higher states of consciousness. When you hear people renouncing things, and this is seen in every tradition, the saints in Christianity, the sadhus within the Vedic tradition, the yogic tradition, you see monks within Tibetan Buddhism, you see these Sufis within the Islamic tradition. All of them are renouncing not the world because they think the world is bad, but they understand that this world, this external world, no matter how much pilgrimage they do, how much practices they do externally, will not lead them to the internal realization of God. They understand that, and they use the practices instead of just doing external things that feed the ego as tools to lay down the pathway, lay down the bricks, lay down the bridge back to Godhood by ascending up the ladder, by ascending up the spine, if you want to call it that, Jacob's ladder, which is representing of the spine. Within the tantric traditions, within the yogic traditions, all of our spiritual senses, all of our senses as a whole reside along the spine. What does that mean? Your nervous system. When you tap into a specific state of mind, you tap into a specific spiritual realm. The lower states are the hell realms, only focus on survival, sex, and status. Is it bad? Is it evil? No. But that is why it is called the hell realms. The hell chakra, if you want to call it that. Because it's closer to the ground, closer to your heel. Hell, heel. The more you ascend up, the closer you get to your head, the closer you get to heaven. Heaven, head. Are you picking up what the fuck I'm putting down? Come on now. This is all symbolic, all allegorical, and all metaphorical. But at the end of the day, what your journey is about to truly realize God is to purify your vessel, unlock your mind, tap into those higher states of consciousness, and become a vessel. Become, better yet, in the Vedic traditions they call this an anustan. An anustan means a resting place for God. God is already residing within you, but you have decided to put so much junk, so much furniture, so much bullshit in your crib, in your place, in your apartment, that it can't stay there. You're basically kicking it out by consciously putting all the bullshit in the way. That's what self-mastery is all about. This is what this journey is, making the room for God to reawaken within you. All this stuff that we talk about on this channel, on the main channel, on the private Patreon community, man, shout out to the fucking private Patreon community. Listen up, man. I need you to listen up. Go take a good look in the closest mirror around you. I want you to really analyze the person that's staring right back at you. Really analyze the person that's staring right into your eyes, right into your soul. Take a good mental picture, because you're doing that guy, not me, the guy that's staring right back at you in the mirror, a huge motherfucking disfavor by not joining up into the private Patreon community yet. Because within there, we are truly uncovering the esoteric science of self-mastery. I'm talking about going in depth and in detail to every little crevice when it comes to consciously evolving yourself from those carnal states to these higher states of consciousness and making yourself a conduit, a resting place, an anustan for God to reside within you. Yoking yourself back to the divine. That's what yoga is all about. Not stretching, it's about union. That's what it means, union back with the divine, but not externally again, internally. If you're truly serious about this path towards elevating to your highest potential, mentally, physically, and spiritually, I'm telling you, man, the Patreon is the place for you. Because we got exclusive videos where we're covering more in depth and more in detail topics surrounding this overall journey towards self-mastery. I mean, if you liken this right here, you're gonna love what we got going on over there, bro. I promise you that. I promise you that. And along with the exclusive videos, we're breaking out ancient texts, we're breaking out esoteric topics that you ain't gonna find on this channel, on the main channel, matter of fact, anywhere else on YouTube. This is a real deal game, real deal sauce. Along with that, you get access to, of course, our full guides, in-depth occult lectures, and most importantly, if you tap into the Philosopher's Circle, aka the highest membership tier group within the private Patreon community, you'll get an invitation to our private group chat where we host our bi-weekly mastermind live calls. Yes, sir, 2 live calls each and every single month. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Where you hop on a call with me as well as a community of like-minded men who are on this path of self-mastery, who are purifying their bodies, unlocking their minds in order to become a vessel, an instrument for the divine, following their dharma, following their destiny, following their duty by awakening the God within. If you want to be surrounded with people on this same journey who are going to hold you accountable, who want to see you elevate, and who want to see you eventually liberate, then I'm telling you, man, the Philosopher's Circle is the place for you, my guy. I can assure you that. And if you need any more information about the private Patreon community and the Philosopher's Circle as a whole, check out the links posted in the pinned comment of this video. Because not only will you find the link to join the private Patreon community, but also links to the other services I provide, such as application forms for my personalized coaching program. If you're trying to work with me personally, one-on-one, to help dissolve, disintegrate, and detox from those karmas, aka those shackles, those chains that are keeping your consciousness stuck, rooted in its lowest states. If you're trying to break free from that, whether that they're mental blocks, physical blocks, or spiritual blocks, in order to discover your dharma, discover who and what you truly are beyond the brain and body, figure out your destiny, and figure out the divine path that will lead you to true fulfillment and liberation in life, then tap in with an application form for the personalized coaching program, and we'll see if your criteria meets the qualifications for the coaching program as a whole. If you just want to book a one-time consultation with me, man, discuss anything that you're dealing with to help you get back on the right track towards dissolving those karmas and discovering your dharma and becoming that divine vessel for God, tap in with that. We got weekly newsletters. We got a free community Discord server. Again, all of that posted in the pinned comment of this video. Make sure you go run it up. But like I was saying, all the stuff that we're talking about on this channel, on the main channel, especially on the private Patreon community, especially within my personalized coaching program, are all tools, tips, and techniques to be able to break free from those chains that are blocking you from the realization that God resides within you. All these bullshit habits, all this degeneracy is keeping you stuck thinking that God is outside of you. When you do this inner purification process through the path of self-mastery, you will understand, better yet, understand what I'm saying. God resides within you, and you can realize him, and you can befriend him, and you can conjoin and merge with him. With it, not him. If you actually take this step towards consciously evolving yourself from those lower planes, from those lower chakras, on up to the higher states of consciousness. It's not easy. Because again, this whole world, the Maya, the matrix, the illusion, everything around you, society as a whole, is designed in specific ways to keep you stuck and keep you disconnected from ever discovering that. especially in this day and age. We just dropped a video on this channel, matter of fact, about how Kali Yuga is keeping you stuck in karmic debts. Kali Yuga is this specific day and age that we're living in. It is called the Dark Ages within the yogic philosophy, where our consciousness is rooted in the material world, rooted in carnality. All we're thinking about is survival, sex, and status. And all the things around us is just further programming that into your consciousness until you wake the fuck up, renounce, and ascend up the mountain. Kali Yuga means that we have the possibility for the utmost suffering as our soul, the utmost ability to suffocate our spirit, but also at the same time, the utmost ability to experience the divine within our lives every single day, every single breath, every single step that we take. It's like gravity. Right now, the gravity is turned up, where your consciousness is naturally being pulled down. You have to consciously build the willpower through the path of self-mastery to break free from that gravitational pull. Start to levitate, consciously speaking. And as you start to consciously levitate, you'll start to awaken those higher faculties, those higher states of consciousness where God resides. God resides up in here, not in your fucking ball sack, not in your fucking stomach, not in your fucking ass. Resides up in here. Where is your consciousness being pulled towards? Where is the stream of your energy being uplifted or pulled down towards? Are you going upstream or downstream? Are you pushing it up or getting pulled down? This is why it doesn't matter what you do externally. Oh, I go to church, I go to this, I go to that. If your consciousness is still rooted in its lower level states, you'll never realize the God that resides within you. You'll never realize the teachings of Christ. You'll never realize the teachings of Krishna. You'll never realize the teachings of Buddha and all these great sages, these self-realized men, these ascended masters. You'll never realize it, and you'll take it for surface level. You'll take it for face value. That you have to do this, this, and this, pray to me, and you'll you go to heaven. That's not what the true meaning of this stuff is. I am the way, I am the light, as stated by Jesus. He's talking about the Christ that he awakened within him. Even the name Christ is a title for those who have become anointed, who have become enlightened, just like Buddha, just like all these yogis from the past. But again, some people's egos, some people's identities are so trapped within this idea that God is outside of them because they've been told that their entire lives. That's why I brought up that quote in the beginning. I laugh when I hear that a fish in water is thirsty. And I laugh when I hear that people go on pilgrimage to find God. Why do the external journey that's only temporary? Oh man, I went to this sacred spiritual site and I feel God around me. What if you could do that in your day-to-day life? What if you could feel God in the filth? Not in a sacred spiritual site, not with the cleanliness and holiness around you, but the filth around you. What if you can experience God with every breath you take? What if you can experience God with every step you take? By actually awakening that state of consciousness from within. You see, your journey to that point is going to be completely different, like I said. But like I've mentioned within a video here on this channel about how only the mystic will realize God, what you are doing right now is you're on the mountain. You might be on the right side, I might be on the left side, I might be in the middle, who knows? Your path is different, but each of us have to learn how to let go of the baggage that's holding us back from actually ascending up that mountain. This is an inner mountain. An inner ascent. This is not a real mountain that you'll hike upon. What awaits you at the top is the state of consciousness that we call self-realization, knowing who and what you are beyond the brain and body, knowing that you are a piece of the puzzle we call God rather than something separate. Let that sink in your psyche. Let that marinate in your motherfucking mind. What awaits you at the top, what awaits you at the peak point, is a state of inner peace, of inner serenity, of spiritual ecstasy, of divine nectar. That once you drink of it, instead of a potion that helps you get stronger, it's a potion. It's an elixir that allows you to understand, better yet understand, that God has always been within you. Once you drink that, it activates. Your whole being gets illuminated with light, metaphorically speaking and metaphysically speaking. This is not an easy journey by any means, because this is going to require you to give up everything that you think you are and give up this idea of God that you were told, and give up all the chains, the shackles that are holding you back from the true God that resides within you. And most people aren't about it. Most people aren't going to take that ascent. Most people are not ready to realize the self and realize that God resides within them. But for the people that are watching this channel in specific and this video in specific, I always say this, the people that are watching the second channel out here, What the Fulati, where we're out here in the field, in the flesh, dropping out that game so you guys can make these games. You dig what the fuck I'm saying? You guys are more psychologically and spiritually matured than the masses. Not only will regular people not be able to watch a video for this fucking long, but when it comes to these topics, right over their head. Am I saying that you're better than anyone? Absolutely not. Am I saying that you're a chosen one by watching this channel? Absolutely fucking not. This is not a new age spiritual channel. This is the revival of ancient wisdom, of this esoteric science of self-mastery. This is what it's all about. But I'm here to tell you, you guys are more matured, psychologically speaking and spiritually speaking, which allows you to grasp these deeper level concepts that we talk about here. A lot of people will not be able to do that. And who knows, maybe it's due to your past lives where you dissolve some of the karma, so you're put in a better position to be able to liberate yourself in this incarnation. But I'm gonna tell you right now, do not waste this incarnation on seeking for God and seeking for pleasure and seeking for happiness and seeking for fulfillment outside of you, externally. You understand, better yet, you understand what I'm saying. You wouldn't be watching the video for this long. Yet you, if you do not take the steps, take that first step up the mountain and understand, okay, this is an obstacle. That is an obstacle. What are the things that are pulling my energy away from the self? If you do not understand that and start to break free from those obstacles, you'll always remain stuck in those lower states of consciousness, disconnected from the God that resides within you. There's a button within you, bro, a button that if you fucking press, all this bliss, this spiritual ecstasy will flood your entire being, and you will realize that God has always been within you, always been there. But that button is far away right now. And the distance depends on how much karma you must dissolve. Karma is derived from being a slave to your senses and being a slave to the external world, which is why the Maya, the Matrix, the illusion society wants to keep you stuck in those realms, because they know that if you start to transcend above that, you become a glitch in the matrix. You get closer and closer to God and glitch the system, the God within you. Because once you start walking with divinity, nothing can stop you. Nothing can stop you and prevent you from a life of liberation, a life of true fulfillment. You're no longer dependent to the external world to give you peace, to give you happiness, to give you bliss, to give you love. You find it all within you because God has been residing within you this entire time. I always bring up this analogy. The sun is always there. Sometimes it's cloudy, sometimes it's rainy, sometimes it's snowing. Does that mean the sun is not there? Nope. The sun, that's the God that resides within you. That is where your destiny resides. That is where your dharma is located. Those clouds, the rain, the obstacles in the way of the sun being able to shine is the karmas that you have accumulated. This path of self-mastery is about clearing away the clouds, clearing away the rain, clearing away the snow so the sun can fully illuminate your being. So God that resides within you, the kingdom of God, can finally be unlocked and illuminate your whole being. That's what you're working towards. That is what a true mystic is working towards. Not somebody that builds up this ego that if I do this and if I do that, if I go to this place and I go to that place, I'll go to heaven. Why not bring heaven on earth? Why not make your life a living heaven? Because again, that's a state of consciousness. And that's where God resides. We're all told that God lives in heaven, up in the sky. What if I told you that that sky is up here and God is waiting for you to awaken within yourself through the path of self-mastery? Without that, you're always going to be stuck in those clouds. You're always going to be stuck in that rain. You're always going to be stuck in the karma that's keeping you chained to your lower states of existence, disconnected from God. Even though you might be religious, even though you might be quote unquote spiritual, if you do not raise your levels of consciousness beyond the carnal mind, especially within this day and age of Kali Yuga, you'll never realize God is within. And what I'm speaking sounds stupid. What I'm speaking will sound like I'm retarded. But for those who are setting up this path and tasting a little bit of that divine nectar each and every single day, you know what the fuck it is, man. Let these motherfuckers know in the comment section down below. Let them know that the kingdom of God resides within them, not without them. Resides within you, not without you. Continue to embark, continue to ascend, and soon enough, you'll realize that that same force that creates this entire world is the same force that is living within you. You're just finally making the space, and you're finally turning on that button to let it come in, to let it awaken, to let it turn on, to let it shine, to let it ignite your motherfucking life. Let's end it off right there, man. It's been your boy out here in the field, in the flesh, dropping y'all that game so you guys can make these gains. I'm out here. Peace.